So, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Holy hell, first off, that is a mouthful of a title. Um, this is going to be our first, what I'm going to call beard review here on the channel. Kind of sticking on brand a little bit. So, we're gonna break down the game. We're gonna talk about the good things, bad things, and just random other opinions that I'm going to end up having throughout this whole thing. So let's get started. Starting off with the things that I think they did very well. Let's go with the character creation. Now, as far as the character creation goes, it's more of a document rather than a customize your character, you know, like hair, facial hair, skin tone, stuff like that. Wait, no, I think you could do skin tone. Yeah, because I distinctly remember saying white as fuck. But yeah, so as far as the character creation goes, it was a really cool concept. I like the fact that, because after you do it too, as you saw it in the clip, you know, your name would come up, but then it would have like Bell as the call sign, and then, you know, black out the rest of your name and everything else. So that was kind of cool. Also having disguising the perks as like psychological things. So like tortured was like I think has an extra frag device, or I can't remember all the names of all of them, but a lot of them are really good. So I like that. So also being able to kind of interact with everybody at the CIA like safe house. You can talk to whoever you want, or you can choose not to talk to anybody. Me, I'm such a conversationalist when it comes to these types of games. I always try to hit everybody's like conversation opportunities. That mostly comes from like, for me, that kind of started back in like Assassin's Creed 2. No, even Assassin's Creed 1. Because there's like achievements you can get for doing that, and unfortunately there wasn't any achievements for doing it in this game. But so like being able to like communicate with all these different NPCs and kind of grow a little bit of an attachment towards them. There wasn't really enough to like really grow one, but you know, at least it was something. So the solve the evidence mini games, those were also a really good touch. They were actually really fun. They kind of like brain teasers that kind of help make you think. I really like those. I wish, you know, I'm gonna leave that for the other part of the video. But all in all, I mean, working on the evidence, kind of like figuring out how to solve it, figuring out what the pattern is for some of the more specific ones, that was really fun to do. Being able to make decisions. So there's a couple missions where the decision you, like if you chose to either kill somebody or save somebody, spare somebody, that decision would come back later on and would either bite you in the ass or it would be super beneficial. And it kills me every time when it was the, I think it was the Berlin Wall. I think that's where we were. When we found that agent, and I let him go, and then I found the document saying that he was feeding them information, and I still had the chance to shoot him, but I was like, I think it's too late. I don't know what to do. So, and then like what ended up happening with the lady that was helping us out, she ended up getting killed. So, and the game does a good job of making it feel like that was your fault. So I really like that. Also being able to, that one mission towards the end where you had to choose between saving the British lady and the other guy, I can't remember his name. That was, to me, that teleported me straight back to, which game was it? Battlefield 4, when you had to choose between the lady or the dude that's been your partner for the longest time. And yeah, that was definitely cried playing that game. And keeping it rolling with the positives, let's move on to the story. Now, what did I really like about the story? Pretty much all of it. I love, as far as like the storyline itself, it was really interesting, really cool. In a sense, and again, this whole video is going to be spoilers. In a sense, it was kind of like doing what was done to Mason to Bell. You know what I mean? You know, he was captured. We reprogrammed him to do, you know, to do our bidding in a sense. So that was really cool. And then as far as like, dude, like every scene, like as far as like the sets, the levels, beautiful. I played all this on an Xbox One X, and oh my god, it's just so beautiful. Like I honestly don't think playing it on a PC would make it, like, as far as like the graphics go, make it more like visually stunning. So they did a really great job with that. So being able to play with Woods, especially Woods, Mason, Hudson, being able to play with all those characters again, that was a really nice touch. It was awesome, especially in the beginning. We got to play as Mason. That was really cool. And then like all the callbacks to like the original Black Ops when we went to I can't remember the name of the mission, but we were back on that snowy mountain map. That was really cool, being able to go back there, because one, that was part of the original story, and it was also a multiplayer map back in the original Black Ops. So like I even said it during the playthrough. It's like, dude, so many hours spent here, you know. So that was a nice little nostalgia tinge right there. I mean, obviously it wasn't that specific area, but like the whole area is like kind of what that was. Then the side missions, those were actually pretty fun, because, you know, what was nice about the side missions is you could go straight into them right away, or you could have the evidence. You could examine the evidence, solve it first, and then go in, and you would be a little bit more prepared for it. So that was a really good touch, because it kind of gives you that freedom, you know, to be like the gamer I used to be, where I would just go into every mission balls to the wall. But now that I feel like I've matured in my time, so I decided to do the evidence first, examine everything, and then solve the puzzle, and then go in. And so that was pretty fun. And most of the time you get to play, I think actually every side mission you played as Mason and Woods. And I'm sorry, I'm a Woods fanboy. Like, anytime that Woods is part of the campaign, I'm already geeking out. Overall gameplay felt very smooth. You know, it's a Call of Duty game. You can't really mess that up. There are some mechanics that I'm going to bring up later that I think were a bit much. But again, we're sticking with the positives right now. A lot of the guns were really fun to shoot. Yeah. Okay, so now moving on to some of the negatives. Now we are going to be talking about. It's kind of hard, because some of my negatives are kind of few and far between, but they're not all in the same category. So I'm gonna try and kind of keep them together, but also kind of keep it coherent enough for you to be able to process that negative, and then move on to the next one, and then the next one, then the next one, if you get what I mean. So one thing that, and I mean, it's not so much as a negative, just more so. I mean, you know what? This is my review. I'm gonna call it a negative. The sniping, totally overpowered, like severely overpowered. Like anytime that we were in a situation and we had like 20 plus enemies to go against, if I had a sniper equipped, or I was able to pick up a sniper, I was good, 100% fine, because the focus doesn't just steady your scope anymore. What it does is it actually slows down time, and there's no real balance to it. I was literally able to just basically stop time at will, you know, just be like, and I was able to like hold it. I think there was one instance when I killed three enemies with that time slowdown thing. If you get what I'm talking about, it's just like it kind of breaks that sense of danger, you know what I mean, when it's just like, oh, 20 enemies, okay, I'll just stop time, you know. So I mean, it was a cool concept, but it had no balance to it whatsoever. There was no cooldown, there was no, if there is a time limit to it, because I can't really remember, because I played this a couple weeks ago. If there was a timer on it, it was very long, and you didn't have to wait very long to do it again. So then moving on to the next one, I mean, a lot of you guys know that I'm former military, so a lot of these situations I see, I'm just like, that's bullshit, you know. And I hate being that guy, but I can't help it really. So there was the snowy map that we went back to as Woods and Mason when we were airlifting that mainframe out. Super cool scene, but I kind of called BS that there wasn't one random fucking Russian soldier out there with an RPG. Because one RPG that hit that CH-47, which I think it was a Chinook. One RPG to the back rotor, the front rotor, or just broadside, it would have been done. And I kind of, with how many people were still shooting at us, you know, the fact that none of them saw an RPG or even had one, it was a little weird. And now, in my opinion, the biggest BS moment in the entire campaign was infiltrating the KGB mission. Now, I'm not saying the CIA has never infiltrated the KGB, nor am I saying they have. I was just an infantryman. I was a grunt. I don't know shit. But the ending. I want you to really think about, and I'll throw up on the screen if that knowledge is publicly available. I'm not sure where the KGB is located in Russia, all right? The fact that we were able to get out of there when everything went hot, ridiculous. That entire city would be locked the fuck down, and they would have thrown a lot more at us than dudes in body armor. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about the CIA equivalent in Russia. I want you guys to think about what would have happened if something like that happened in the CIA. If everything was going, oh, yep, how's it going? How's it going, Phil? Yeah, man, just get my coffee, and all of a sudden, rounds start flying. Dude, all of DC would be locked down. There'd be jets in the air. There'd be helos fucking spinning up. Dude, whoever was there was not getting out, and we should not have got out of that situation whatsoever. Now, campaign length. What the hell? Really? I mean, the longer all this, you know, Call of Duty goes, and I feel like it's just been getting worse and worse, is either their campaign, if it's a decent length, their campaign's like got a really good pace in the beginning, and then I think like halfway through, this was especially true with Call of Duty World War II. You know, that campaign was amazing, but then once we hit that point when Zussman gets kidnapped, it just felt like the tempo was like increased. I feel like they like realized once they got to that point in the story that they're like, oh shit, we're running out of money to make this campaign. Okay, yep. Speed it up. So this one, I think, let me just take a look at the playlist real quick, and I can tell you exactly how long it is. But I can tell you just by looking at the video times, because I didn't edit very much out of these videos. I would say, so that's an hour. So 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours. Just so you guys know, I recorded this entire series in an afternoon. I know it didn't look like it because I was changing shirts and stuff. That's because my shirts got delivered that day, and I wanted to advertise them all for you. And I just made it look like it was over in a period of time. But yeah, I remember sitting down to record this, and I was just like, oh, all right, yeah, it'll probably take a couple days to record this. And like, my wife came home, she came in, she's like, oh, well, that's cool. And then she went downstairs, and I went downstairs like an hour later, and she's like, are you done recording? I'm like, yeah, game's done. She's like, didn't you just start recording that today? I was like, yep. So I don't know what's going on. Call of Duty, Activision. Look, guys. I understand that your biggest market is the multiplayer and now Warzone, but you got to take a little bit more time and effort into your campaigns. Now, I'm not saying you guys executed it wrong. Like I said earlier, the sets were beautiful, the levels were amazing, the gameplay, again, feels like a Call of Duty game, and the story itself was very good. But 3 to 4 hours, that for a game that is $60 every single year, and you have what, 3-4 studios working on a title at a time? I mean, again, it's certain, and I know what I'm gonna say. It sounds really redundant and like a no shit, but it's a multiplayer game with. It's starting to feel like you guys are just releasing a multiplayer game with a campaign, not a campaign story game like you used to with a multiplayer option. I mean, I put hours into World at War. The original Black Ops. I think the original Black Ops was... I mean, Black Ops 2 is 6 to 7 hours. I got times pulled up right here on my other monitor. Black Ops 1 was 7 to 10 hours. Black Ops 2, 6 to 7 hours. But even with Black Ops 2, you had multiple endings you could get. There's so many different things you could do. Like, it had so much replay value. And I could see some of those elements in this game, but 3 to 4 hours is, in my opinion, a little bit of a joke. Now, based off of just the campaign, this whole review is literally just the campaign, okay? This isn't the multiplayer, because I haven't even played the multiplayer yet. I've only ever played Warzone. Because I've been doing my best to kind of distance myself from Call of Duty a little bit over the last couple years. But, so as far as this campaign goes, would I recommend you guys paying full price for Black Ops Cold War? Well, if you're a Call of Duty fan, you already bought the game fucking 6 months ago. You know, probably bought the Prestige Ultra Mega Edition with a life-size loot crate. You know what I mean? But for people like me that have decided to kind of take a step back from Call of Duty and kind of wait to see what it looks like, I would wait, honestly. If you're not interested in the multiplayer, I'd probably wait for the price to go down. Me, I didn't even pay for this game. I bought my brother's Xbox One X off of him, and he's like, yeah, dude, keep my account on there. You can play my games. And it was on here. So, now for the campaign, Beard score is going to be... three out of 5. Just because now the biggest thing that hit that score now the biggest thing that hit that score is the fact that it was only 3 to 4 hours long. I honestly, if I had paid full price for this game, I honestly would feel like I did not get my money's worth. Now granted, you guys do have zombies and stuff like that, but some of the things that I mentioned already with the campaign, because again, this is just about the campaign, I can't will myself to give it a 4 out of 5 beards. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching the very first beard review here on the channel. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, let me know what you think about the game. I mean, again, I'm just a dude from Wisconsin, just sitting in his room playing games. You know what I mean? I don't hold any sort of rank or in any hierarchy whatsoever. You know, I'm just a dude on the internet shouting into a microphone. So let me know what you guys thought of the campaign. I'd love to hear your guys' perspective on it. I would love to see what you guys, you know, because again, like, there's 1,000 ways to skin a chicken. You know what I mean? So like, my experience of the game could be completely different from the way my brother experienced it, or if my wife were to play it, or my 3-year-old daughter. You know, well, she's gonna be 3, but all right, guys, so that's the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, slap that like button, and if you're brand new here, please consider subscribing. But for me, that's my time. I have to get out of here. Have a great rest of your day. Set goals, crush them. I am out.